Welcome back, listeners. You're tuning in to an episode of the 8-Minute English Podcast series on the Learn English Podcast channel. Today, we're diving into a hot topic that gets people talking, pretty privilege. Have you ever heard of that phrase? It basically means some people get advantages simply because they are considered attractive. But is it real? And how does it affect us? We'll listen to two friends sharing their thoughts on how being attractive can change different parts of our lives. To help you follow along, we've got a free bonus. It's a PDF packed with all the keywords used today, plus some cool tips to boost your English learning. Make sure you don't miss it. Now, let's get started.
Hey, Rachel, have you read this viral article about pretty privilege?
Yeah, it's everywhere lately. It made me think a lot. It's like when someone's good looks give them special benefits, right?
Exactly. It's not just about being attractive, but how it affects different parts of life, like in the job market, for instance.
Yeah, I read somewhere that good-looking people are more likely to get hired or get raises. It's kind of unfair, don't you think?
Totally unfair. Shouldn't skills and personality matter more than looks?
And it's not just work. Pretty privilege plays a big social role.
Oh, definitely. I mean, think about it. Attractive people often get more attention and have more friends.
I've definitely noticed people being friendlier to good-looking strangers. It's like they have a head start in social situations.
Yeah, and this kind of privilege absolutely affects people who are considered not pretty enough in a negative way. If you don't fit into that standard of beauty, it can really affect your self-esteem. I can imagine. It's like feeling constantly overlooked for not being pretty.
And even for those who do benefit from pretty privilege, it can create this pressure to always maintain their looks.
Right. It's like they're trapped in this cycle of always having to live up to certain standards.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? The media plays a huge part in all of this. They always show these perfect, flawless people, and it can really affect how we view our appearance.
Totally. I've noticed that too. Whenever I'm on Instagram or watching TV, it feels like I'm being attacked by these ideas of what beauty should be.
And it's not just about celebrities or models. Even regular people online tend to post only their best pictures, the ones where they look amazing.
You're right. We need to be smarter about what we see online and not let it control how we feel about ourselves. Maybe if we talk about it more, things will change. More people will start to realize and put their biases aside.
I think schools could teach more about self-acceptance and respect for different kinds of beauty. You know, accepting yourself for who you are, no matter what you look like, along with appreciating all kinds of beauty.
And maybe the media could stop focusing on perfection and start featuring real people more often. Beauty is diverse and should not be defined by a certain ideal, and people should be treated equally, regardless of their looks.
Absolutely. Beauty comes in all forms, and everyone deserves to feel confident and valued, no matter what they look like.
Let's talk about some important vocabulary related to our topic. The first one is attractive. That means something is pleasing in appearance or sound, which can cause interest. Good-looking or pretty people are considered attractive. Self-esteem is the next word. It means how much you like and respect yourself. Being considered attractive can boost people's self-esteem. Next is overlook. This means failing to notice someone or something. We tend to overlook people or things that are not attractive or good-looking. Now, let's look at maintain. This means to keep something in a certain condition. Attractive people often feel pressure to maintain their appearance due to fear of being judged. Finally, biases. This means having a preference for one thing over another, often without a good reason. Humans can have a bias toward giving more attention to attractive people rather than less attractive ones. Have you grasped all the vocabulary of today's topic? Comment down in the comment section the vocabulary you like the most. Now, let's dig deeper into the topic of pretty privilege through today's questions. The first question, does pretty privilege affect the dynamics of friendships and romantic relationships? Yes, pretty privilege can affect friendships and romantic relationships. For example, attractive people might receive more attention, leading to jealousy or insecurity. Moreover, if someone is seen as not as good-looking, it might be harder for others to notice their good traits, making it harder to form real connection. The second question, are there any cultural factors that have affected the concept of pretty privilege? Yes, cultural factors can shape what's considered pretty and contribute to pretty privilege. Beauty standards can vary across cultures, with preferences for different features or body types. This means that someone considered attractive in one culture might not be seen the same way in another. One more question for today's topic. What are some of the ways pretty privilege affects people's lives? People who are attractive might get hired for jobs easier, get special treatment from strangers, or receive more attention. This can make others feel insecure because they feel like their looks hold them back. This is the review question for today. What do you think about these questions? Let's share your opinions in the comments below. We really love to hear from you all. Before wrapping up today's episode, let's explore some of the facts about pretty privilege. Research shows attractive people tend to receive better treatment in various situations, from education to work. This happens because of biases that link beauty with positive qualities. When we see someone as attractive, we tend to think they have other good qualities. For example, if Jane is pretty, we might also think she's friendly, smart, and successful. It might be hard to admit, but good-looking people often get treated better just because they're attractive. It's difficult to completely get rid of pretty privilege, but we can become more aware of our own biases. By noticing how we favor attractive people, we can control the influence on our behavior. Because after all, a person's character and actions are more important than their looks. That brings us to the end of our episode for today. Goodbye and see you again.